How about godly women? Godly women adorn themselves with good works, not good looks. 1 Timothy 2 verse 9 to 10. Likewise also, that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair and gold or pearls or costly attire, but with what is proper for women who profess godliness, with good works. Godly women are truly beautiful women who adorn themselves with good works. Ungodly women are ugly women who refuse to adorn themselves with good works. So, they must rely on the world's definition of good looks to try and look beautiful. Godly women are respected because they wear modest clothes. Ungodly women are not respected because they wear revealing, immodest, sexy clothes. Godly women don't buy expensive clothes. Ungodly women buy expensive clothes. Godly women don't wear jewelry. Ungodly women wear jewelry, gold, pearls, etc. Godly women are self-controlled, moderate. Ungodly women are not self-controlled. They love to look luxurious, dress up. Godly women are content with their natural and glorious long hair. 1 Corinthians 11 verse 14. Ungodly women are not content with their natural and glorious long hair. Some cut it away, but in this case, others trying to make the hair even so-called even nicer. They braid their hair or do extra things to their hair to try and make themselves look even more beautiful. They're already glorious with their long hair. Why do they need to do that? Women who claim to be godly prove it by their good works. Their good works are the proper display of their beauty. God desires women who profess godliness. I am a godly woman. God desires such a woman to be adorned with good works. These general commands, which we've just been talking about in verse 9 to 10, these general commands are to be obeyed in most circumstances. There are two exceptional circumstances, two exceptions according to Scripture. Exception number 1, the wedding. God permits women to be adorned with beautiful dresses and jewelry for their weddings. After all, Jesus' bride will be dressed in fine linen. Revelation 19 verse 7 to 8. So clearly, fine linen is appropriate for a bride on her wedding day. Also, New Jerusalem will be like an adorned bride prepared for her husband. Revelation 21 verse 2. And New Jerusalem will be adorned with many jewels. Revelation 21 verse 9 to 21. So clearly, jewelry is appropriate for a bride on her wedding day. If it were inappropriate, then God would not have described his bride, God would have described New Jerusalem as a bride adorned in this way. New Jerusalem is supposed to be beautiful. And if brides are supposed to be, not supposed to even be adorned on their wedding day, then God would not have used their metaphor as an appropriate description of beauty. So clearly, on a wedding day, it's appropriate for a bride to dress up. Fine linen, beautiful clothes, jewelry for a wedding day. Second exception, a woman can dress up for her husband in her husband's presence. The wife wears jewelry only for her husband's eyes. Okay, we can see the woman with jewelry, adorned with jewelry in the Song of Songs. The bride adorned with jewelry in the Song of Songs, 1 verse 10 to verse 11. Song of Songs 4 verse 4, 4 verse 9. Additionally, while revealing or sexy clothing is immodest in public, surely that is acceptable in the presence of one's own husband. Otherwise, it's very hard to see how the husband in the Song of Songs could describe his wife's body as he does if she was totally covered. These are the two exceptions. A woman does not need to. A woman can dress up when it's on her wedding day, when she's in the presence of her husband. These are the two exceptions, the only two exceptions according to Scripture. Otherwise, in general circumstances, in every other situation, verse 9 to 10 of 1 Timothy chapter 2 should be applied. Now, egalitarians and most complementarians also try to insert more exceptions than Scripture provides. Usually they try to cite 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 3 to 4. But the reality is Paul's commands here mostly mirror Peter's in 1 Peter 3 verse 3 to 4. The only small difference is that Peter simply mentions clothing rather than costly clothing. Peter meant exactly what Paul meant, although Paul made his statement slightly more specific: costly clothing. No sane person would have understood Peter to mean women cannot wear any clothes at all. After all, that would contradict Scripture. Like, for example, the Scripture we are looking at in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9 to 10, where Paul commands women to dress modestly. So nobody would have misunderstood Peter by omitting the word costly. Given the immediate context in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 to 4, everyone would understand that when Peter said clothing, Peter meant that women should not braid their hair, wear jewelry, and wear costly clothing. That's common sense. So this is how a godly woman is supposed to adorn herself. Not prioritize the good looks, but to prioritize doing good works. This is not all, but the video will be too long if I continue into the next few verses, and so I'll save that for the next one.